I'm so sick of these interviews. Interview after interview, interview, interview. Oh, oh. Uh, hello. Do you read me? Uh-oh. Sorry about that. So, while we're waiting for people to join the live stream, there's a screen here that Houston's putting up there for me. Thank you, Houston. You guys like how I flip my mic? That's about all there is to do up here. Thomas Morgan's here, and Truth is Criminal is here, and Corey, and Stephanie Island Girl, and Andrew Havadick, and whoever else is coming in. If you guys have questions, I have serious answers. But no, really, I do have a point of view to offer. So it's this will be a little bit funny, but at the same time, we're going to actually look at a couple things that I see as a great possibility, including we're going to talk about who am I? Not Joe or eftupworld, but like what are astronauts? What are astronauts? So what I have to do here is see, I got the NASA logo on their screen there, and it's a good one. I made that. Oh, Chemtrail Cowboy is here. Question the Answers is here. Awesome. All right, let's see here. Oh yeah, I didn't even think to check my mic. I'm flipping the thing around, playing with it. Let's see here. I might every once in a while be wearing these glasses. Whoops. Let's see if I can do that right. These ones. It's the cosmic rays up here. So, yeah, it is cold up here. That's why I got my beard. I'm wearing a beard, or I'm growing a beard. And Bustler said it must be cold up there with needing that hat. Yeah, and it's not all smiles and sunshine up here. So, all right, let's look at our screen here, our TV screen. We're gonna have NASA put up some. Well, wait a minute. I don't know. Turn the sound on for this, and I guess we have a like a guest. Yes. Let's see what says.
How did I end up on the eftupworld TV channel? I didn't sign up for this.
Hey, she's got shades on too, doesn't she? I can't even see that. I can't even see that small. Oh, her shades aren't very good though. Jonathan Smith and James Richard and Jewish Samaritan, and yeah, welcome. Do a backflip. I won't be doing any backflips today because I have motion sickness from moving 17,000 miles an hour. Like, actually, maybe I could. No, I don't know. Maybe. We'll see. I might have Neil deGrasse Tyson be able to do a description of how fast I'm going in space. In space. Well, you know how see how I can throw this mic? Watch this. See that? It's like so easy because it's like there's no gravity. Greta, you didn't sign up for this. Yeah, you did. Okay, hold on. Let's I have to make some adjustments here. Okay. So, maybe I should play you a sound. Let's watch something, and then we're gonna fast forward a little bit in it, and I'm going to play you a sound. Just a sound. So I know I'm in space and everything, and I'm just cruising, but let's just think about one thing at a time. Sound. Okay. Well, up here there wouldn't be any sound because you need a medium like air or something or something for the sound to move through, like a wave, like a sound wave. Then, like, you can go faster than sound somehow. And then weird things happen that we just act as if we understand them, but we don't, like sonic booms and things like that. But let's just think about sound. And let me show you a sound that you might be familiar with. You might not. Let's listen to this sound here. Okay, it's about... Oops, we have something going on. I don't know why I have glasses over there. Okay, listen to this sound, would you? Okay. Do you recognize that sound? Sorry, I'm trying to hear it myself. It's kind of loud. Well, I have a story for you. Now, I know that I haven't... You guys that put questions in there, put them in capital letters. Go all caps, so that way they'll stand out to me, so I can answer them. That sound you're hearing, I'm gonna have to pause it here. That sound, obviously, is a rocket. Hey, Tim Pack, welcome. And Awakening Soldier, welcome. So that is the sound of a rocket. And what is a rocket really? Well, it's like a form of like wizardry. It's like, and it really is. It's like using, how do I even say it? To put something into orbit, to go on the space station, you have to ride on a rocket or something like the space shuttle. I like what James Richard just put in the chat, the mouth of a dragon. Wonder if I could play that. I don't know if I can. I don't think I can play that. I have to have a certain format to play it on the screen here. But that sound, it sounds very, very much like a sound that was described long ago. And like if you were going to actually look it up, I don't know when it would be, but it would probably be BC, like I don't know how far, but like it's a couple thousand years old or more, and I think it's way older than that, but I think it's pretty old. The Book of Enoch, he described something. Now, the astronaut part of me, Captain eftupworld, or whatever it was, what did I say, Colonel? I don't know what I said. Captain eftupworld says, this is a good thing. This is for humanity. This is for what do they say? Above the earth, for the earth, or something like that. It's so wrong. Do you know what Lucifer? You've heard of Lucifer. What does he say in his heart? He says, he might as well just get on a rocket. Like, he might as well. Because he says, I will ascend into heaven. What does a rocket do? It ascends into heaven. And I'm not being very specific about heaven, or I'm just saying it goes in the sky. It goes above the earth. And it said that it goes out of the Earth. It leaves the Earth. And it's in a place they call low Earth orbit. But let me, and I don't teach things because I'm learning things. That's what I'm doing as a flat earther. I'm learning things. I'm not teaching things. But there's one thing that I think I could almost say the word teach. And that would be for people to consider what Captain Eftupworld here is experiencing while he's flying in the space station. It's quite interesting to think about a couple of these things. Why am I floating? Well, it's because I'm CGI in my basement couch, and I have a big screen over there and then a regular screen over here. And there's a bunch of green all around me. So, yeah, and you all know that. But the thing, okay, I think that these astronauts are involved in making the whole world, everyone in the world, including the people that work at NASA, including all the SpaceX and all these private companies, everybody that's going to space and wanting to put things into orbit and go to the moon. Tim Dodd, he's going to go to the moon or go around the moon on the Dear Moon thing, on Starship. All this stuff. It's of Lucifer. It's Luciferian. He says, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. He even says, I will set my congregation in the sides of the north. And I didn't really know what that meant. I did not know what that meant for the longest time. And then I was reading in Psalms, and I don't know, maybe it was Psalms 48 or I could be wrong on that, but it said that the sides of the north was God's holy mountain, Mount Zion. So Lucifer said, he's going to set his congregation there. But then it continues on, and he says, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I mean, that's exactly what a rocket does. Just think about it. I'm not making this stuff up. And he says, I will be like the Most High. He said, I will exalt my throne above the stars of God. All these things mean to go up to the sky. That's what it means. That's what he's saying. Ascend. Look it up. Look up the word. Morvis, welcome. And Cheyenne S, welcome. Okay. Yes, James Richards says, I will be amongst the stars. Where does Elon Musk want to go? Mars. He says it all the time. He says that he can't see life being exciting or anything like that without being out among the stars. He uses that phrase. Now, there's a reason why I'm actually talking about this stuff, because I think that this is not Captain Joe speaking now. Now this is Joe, me, speaking, like the flat earther speaking, okay? I think that the 576 people, or even less than that, because I think some of those people have been taken on a ride, but I think that all of that started, like Gemini and all this stuff with Apollo and all these spacewalks and then going to the moon. Apollo, really? You know, there's the angel of the bottomless pit is Apollyon, I think, in Revelation 9 verse 11, I think. And he has a kingdom of darkness. So what I've learned is I look at things differently than I did years ago. Space isn't, because I'm going to go back to the Lucifer thing for this. This is what Isaiah, the book of Isaiah, it taught me this. So Lucifer, so all these space agencies and everything, they're Luciferian. That's I don't know where you get information, but I get it from the Bible, and it only mentions Lucifer so many times. And Isaiah went into detail about Lucifer, what he had like built into his heart, what he wanted to do. And he wanted to go up, and oops, what's that? Oh, weird. Must be a glitch. Anyway, so he wanted to go up, but then it says, right after all that, I will ascend into heaven stuff. It says, but you will be brought down to the pit, to the side, or to the sides of the pit, to hell. So this is what I was talking about, maybe teaching for just one little thing that I might have, that I want people to understand that have a perspective like I have. I know the earth is not a globe. And I know that it's just as we experience it, it's not moving. People can imagine it moving. They can imagine they're up in the sky looking down on it. I just think that that's Luciferian, because that's what Lucifer said he's going to do. Now, if he's going to be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit, is it interesting at all that I'm floating right now? And what is it? Why is it that Captain Eftupworld is floating? Why am I floating? And this is like, why does NASA say, or why did any physics say that I'm floating? It's because I'm going so fast, sideways. I'm actually moving parallel with the surface of the earth. So if you were to drive in your car and I was to fly right above you, that would stay the same distance. Do you know what I mean? That would stay the same distance. So if Earth is a globe, then what's happening is I'm going so fast, sideways, that as the globe, kind of curves down, I'm following that curve. And if you picture it going underneath and then all the way around again, it would just continue forever, basically. And there's orbit decay and all that kind of stuff. But essentially, you don't need any fuel. You once you get up to that speed, you'll just stay going that fast. I mean, and there's, again, I'm being very general for the sticklers out there. So what is interesting about this sideways thing? Well, what it means is that I'm actually, this is the teach part. Okay, the Captain Eftupworld on your screen, flipping my mic. I'm actually falling. I'm falling. Do you guys know the Vomit Comet, or the 0G plane, where they take a airliner and they kind of clear the seats out of it or whatever, and there's some room to move around in it, and they fly a parabolic arc with it, and what happens is, as they're flying down, they reach a free fall angle where everything inside of the cabin is in 0G for a period of time. Well, that's essentially what they say the ISS is doing, but it's around the whole Earth that it's doing it. Okay, it's orbiting the Earth because of gravity, and everything's going towards the center, right? So that's what they say is happening. But what interests me about that is that I think that they are Luciferian, and they're falling for this trap where they're going into the sides of the pit. And this all comes from biblical cosmology in Genesis 1. A lot of this comes from Genesis 1, which is probably one of the clearest creation stories, or part of the creation story in Genesis 1. Probably the clearest. And then there's many accounts that match it. I mean, I think Jubilees 2, 2nd Esdras 5 or 6. There's several accounts of it. And they're all very much the same. And maybe I was wrong about, well, let me think. No, I think that was right. Anyway. Oops. My head's getting tired here. So I still have not, oh, you know what? My chat stopped. I'm sorry, guys. I was just seeing if anybody had any questions. Yeah, Thomas Morgan puts Psalms 18:11 in here. Check this out. He made darkness his secret place. His pavilion round about him were dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. So let's talk about those dark waters. Because in Genesis 1, right at the beginning, it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. That's verse 1. And that's a simple one. It's saying that in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So there's like two things he created, the heavens and the earth. So I would say that the heavens are different than the earth just from that one verse. But we don't really know much beyond that if you just read one verse. But, okay, what's the next verse talk about? It talks about darkness. And it talks about dark waters. And it talks about an abyss. Did you know that? The second verse in the Bible talks about an abyss of darkness. And where does it happen to be? That same place that we just read Psalm 18:11. Darkness. Okay? It's in the sky, you guys. It's called night. God called it night. In Genesis, it's in Genesis 1. I don't know exactly which verse. Exposed Antarctica, welcome. How's it feel up here? Feels like I'm in hell. How's that? I want people to think differently about this because I'm seeing it entirely different. This world's been duped by the devil. And my friend Thomas Morgan, who we always text back and forth like every day, and he, helped remind me I hate to use the word gravity, the seriousness of the time we live in and the things that are actually happening, and they're clear as day, and they're written in your Bible the same way they're written in my Bible. The same words are there. Like in Revelation 12, John saw a dragon in the sky, you guys. When you were little kids, you couldn't say that you saw a dragon in the sky, but little kids can now. A real dragon. SpaceX dragon. It's the future. So then what if you thought that this SpaceX dragon was just fake? What if I'm just running this stuff, I'm just speaking off the top of my head right now. What if you thought it was fake? And you're like, yeah, they fake all that. They fake all that stuff. Okay, I can see that, and I probably wouldn't even argue with that too much. But where's your defense then? If you don't understand, if you just say that, they're faking that, and then that's a pure assumption. That is a pure assumption. You don't have evidence of that. I mean, for me, I have evidence for me, and you have evidence for you, I'm sure. But I guess what I'm saying is, how can there be... Okay, I'm free falling. I lost my train of thought, sorry. I'm free falling perpetually into a dark abyss. And according to the Bible, it's dark waters and thick clouds of the skies. It's a pavilion round about God, and it's his secret place. And in Genesis 1 verse 2, it says that and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And I'm like, the deep, when you look up that word, that's like a deep sea abyss. It's like a bottomless place, like an empty place. And it says The earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And I'm like, what is that then? And then it says, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. So God's there. There's a place of darkness beneath his feet. That's in Psalm 18 also. It says, he bowed the heavens and came down, and darkness was under his feet. Okay? When the Bible mentions darkness, I don't even think that I can probably, or maybe I can. I don't want to lose my sweet camera angle, but I'm going to look something up. I just want to go to Genesis on my space computer here, my low Earth orbit computer. Whoops, I cannot spell and talk at the same time. Or I probably gotta make sure my head's in the right spot too, just so it looks good. Okay, Genesis. I put that in there, and I can't even find it on the first page. There we go. Finally. Wow, that's pretty sad. This world's screwed up. It's effed. I don't mind saying that. It's my channel, eftupworld. Yeah, things have changed. I started my YouTube channel in 2009. Did you know that? I didn't even know that. Genesis, we'll just go Bible Hub. Let's see here. Bible Hub. No, I want something to sink in for people the way it's sinking in with me. You take it or leave it. It's up to you. Oh, you know what? This would be cool. Oh, I don't know if I can do that. I probably can't do that. I was going to try to put it up on the screen here, but I might be able to. Let's see here. I just want to show you something in... I can read it, and you guys already know it anyway, I'm sure. My computer is being a little slow. We got to come over the curvatures till I can hit that cell phone tower. I mean, yeah. No, see, and that's the other thing, too. If you're thinking space is just fake, or that people are... Like, if you actually think that there's a conspiracy, a human conspiracy, I think you're not looking. I think that if you think that, you need to evaluate what you've been shown in the last however many years, recent years, what you've been shown and the change that it's meant to you, and you have to apply you have to also think about the seriousness of what this is, what is happening. The reason why I'm saying that is because in my life, I was like kidnapped out of this world that I wasn't a big fan of anyway, and I was shown the truth, and I do mean on a supernatural level. And many of you experienced the same thing along with me. We experienced it at the same time with each other, many of you. So, I'm just saying, weigh that out and just consider, do you think that what you consider to be truth right now was hidden from you for your whole life? Because why didn't you ever think of it? Why hasn't this been a topic for you? But now you know it's the truth. Why? Just think about that. Because what I'm saying is that all the humans that work at NASA are they believe in what they're doing, but it's not like they're evil for that. They're being deceived. They're and let me tell you why I think my theory, and I don't even like to say that. It's just something I consider to be a great possibility. In Enoch chapter 17, he was taken and he was shown like all of these places in the sky, tons of places in the sky. And one of the places he went to was a place of darkness. And oh yeah, we were going to talk about darkness here in Genesis, but Enoch went to a place of darkness, and he said, them that were there or whatever, they were like flaming fire, but they could appear as men when they wished. So that's something just to consider. There's a spiritual entity, or several of them, that let me say this. The angel that showed that to Enoch would not have shown him that if it was not important. I've learned that everything that Enoch was shown seems to be very important. To me, anyway. For understanding a lot of the things that we're learning about. And so he was saying that these evil entities, that they were like flaming fire, that they would take the form of men. Now, have you ever thought or heard stories about people entertaining angels, possibly like, someone came to you for help and you gave them help and then you turned and they were gone, or whatever, that idea? What if this whole world, and NASA especially, has been entertaining angels, but angels that have an agenda, and not a good one? They have a deceitful agenda. That's what they have. For some reason, to them, victory is to it every time that one of us is deceived. They're literally gathered against us and God, because God has a certain way, and this world is not at all that way. This world is against that way. So, but let me just read this quick here. So, in verse 3 in Genesis, okay, it says, "And God said, let there be light, and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good, and God divided the light from the darkness." We're still talking about darkness and light, okay? He divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, daytime. We still use these same words. And the darkness he called night. So how do we get night? Nighttime. What comes out at night? The stars, the planets, the moon. But the sun never comes out at night. Not yet. But let me see if I can get something here for you. Yeah, actually I do have something for you here. Starman, we're going to talk about this too. We're going to talk about this. Oh boy, where's my cigarette? I need my cigarette back. Where was that? Oops, not the Starman. Me. There we go. There we go. You ever have a camel? I'm just kidding. Okay. What's going on? I think I'm like partially off screen. Okay, I gotta be over here. Oh. Sorry about that. Now since I have Genesis open, I can't see the chat, but let me drill this home to you. God called the darkness night. Like if you were going to name something, and if you were God and you gave it a name and it was darkness, the name you gave it was night. So that means night is going to be dark. And I know you know this. I'm just drilling it in. So God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. So where is, according to the Bible, let me get the screen up here a little bit for you. Where is this? Where is this? Is this in space? Is this in a solar system? Or is this in darkness? Or could we say both? Well, let's talk about the solar system. So because I'm an astronaut, I'm floating, right? I'm free falling. Actually, that's how an orbit works. So that's an orbit, like low Earth orbit or any orbit is, and this is the mainstream here, but the orbit is the body that's like a celestial body or whatever. It has mass, and its mass will attract, with gravity, attract other mass. And so what happens is you get like orbits. Everything in the solar system, if it's not in some sort of a stable orbit, then it's falling to that body. It's crashing into that, towards the center of that large body. Get what I'm saying? So everything in the solar system right now is perpetually falling. It is. That's the truth. And like even the globe people, they don't like it when I say that. But when they actually consider it, they agree with it because it's the truth. That's what we've been taught. That's why they have orbits. That's the only reason why they think they have orbits. They think that they're falling around a ball, and that the moon is falling around the earth, and it's bending space-time, and the moon's just falling right in behind, which is just not even, that's all imaginary. Yeah. The moon does what the moon does. Anyway, I've been seeing some ridiculous against flat earth videos. Like, really bad. People are still saying, like, how come if you go on Mount Everest, can't you see the whatever else is tall halfway across the world with a good telescope? You don't understand how anything works, I guess. You can't see that far through the air, especially looking horizontally. Anyway, darkness is called night. And God said, let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters. And God made the firmament and divided the waters which were under the firmament from the waters which were above the firmament. And it was so. And God called the firmament heaven. He named that too. Firmament. The firmament of heaven. And then sometimes we read the heaven of heavens. I think that's the same as firmament of heaven. But the firmament, there's something special about the firmament. And you know, I don't know if that's, because I think there's like several layers of heaven. I think there's 7. But I don't know that. But I do know that some consider the firmament to be just one layer, and then there's a firmament above it, and that's another layer. And on up to where God's throne is, at the very top, the Most High, the very, very top. But the firmament is also referred in, I'm trying to think of which book. I think it was the Ascension of Isaiah. The way he used the word, he said that when he went up into the firmament, that he saw Samuel and his hosts, and the angels of Satan were envying or fighting with each other. And I'm like, in the firmament? And that's what he said. And then he said, and then he went up to the first heaven. So I don't know, but like for right now, let's consider the firmament to be the first layer, or the first heaven, right? And I could be wrong, but if that's the case, there's water above it. And we know that there's dark water above it, dark waters, and thick clouds of the skies. So God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. So he named the waters too, you guys. Okay, God called the dry land earth. So the dry land is earth. And the gathering together of the waters he called seas. Seas. And God saw that it was good. And God said, okay, I'm going to skip down to verse 14. So this is about the firmament here. And God said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven. Not under it or tape to the bottom of it or anything like that. He said, let there be lights in the firmament of the heaven to divide the light or the day from the night. Remember, the light from the darkness. And let them be for signs and for seasons and for days and years, and let them be for lights in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth. And it was so. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, and the lesser light to rule the night. And he made the stars also. And God set them in the firmament of the heaven to give light upon the earth, and to rule over the day and over the night, and to divide the light from the darkness. And God saw that it was good, and the evening and the morning were the fourth day. So we know that God made all those things for the earth. That's pretty interesting. He made all the lights in the sky to be the sky for the earth. That's what he did. That's the earth's sky, is all those lights. That's how they give light upon the earth, and that's how we get our seasons and everything that follows this clock. Right now, I know it's winter because it's stinking cold out. Actually, it's not. It's actually warm here, but it will be cold. So these lights are in the firmament, and there's waters there. That's why I think when we look at the moon, maybe I'll pull a video up here as I'm talking. When we look at the moon, or when we look at stars, you know how they twinkle? And when we look at the moon, it's like wavy, kind of. I think that it looks like it's underwater. It looks like there's a layer of water. And then like a shock wave, when something reaches the speed of sound, there's a shock wave, and it looks like a ripple in the water, but it's right in the air. You can see it right in the air. I'll show you that too. Let me get some videos. Yeah, it's I mean, let's see. Can I have a shock wave? Well, I've got a video of fire coming down from heaven. That's in the Bible too. Who would have thought that they lived in a time where rockets would be landing, making fire come down from the sky? Huge rockets, these massive things. And then people would be like, oh, that's like a miracle. They look at it like it's just impossible. But, and then a lot of people just say, oh, that's fake. But there's a reason why people say it's fake. Because they don't believe it. And that's important. I don't care what you think it is. If you don't believe it, that's awesome. Doesn't matter if you know what it is or what it's not. It really doesn't matter. Okay, I'm going back to the chat to say hi to everyone. Hello, hello. Danielle Mayer. I'm seeing if I have some new names. Hagnoft. Wow. A Saved Sinner. Jess Palmer. Lost at 41. Oh man, I've been lost that longer than that. Tony's in here. Tony's Coffee House. Welcome. Ann Gaynor, welcome. Good to see all you guys. I'm sure I missed some people, but I'm going back up to see. Did we have any questions for the old astronaut? I kind of forgot about the astronaut gig, but I mean, that's why I was like, it's not really a parody or whatever comedy thing. There's real stuff to talk about. There really is. Like, so if the dragon, the devil, deceived the whole world, how would that look? Actually, you know what? Something funny happened. Oh, I was over at the shop, and I have a couple books over there, and I have we have like an upstairs, and I have there's like a booth thing, or like sort of like a couch thing. I got a table there, and I got some books there. I got the Book of Enoch. I got the Book of Jasher. I've got Second Esdras, and they're just sitting over there collecting dust. And when I feel like it, I just go up there and check it out and just read whatever. And so I was up there a little bit today, and I was like, I'm gonna make a video and read Second Esdras, chapter 16. So I'm making a video with my phone, and then my dad comes back from wherever he was, and I can hear him coughing in the shop. He's like, ugh, he had like a cough attack. He swallowed something wrong or something. And he's like coughing so hard, I've like stopped the video. I'm like, are you okay? Like thinking I gotta go, like, you know, if he's choking or something. And then he's like, yeah, I'm fine. So then he must not have known where I was or whatever. And so then, like, I kept reading, and a couple more minutes go by. And then all of a sudden the lights go out. All the lights went out. And I'm like, Dad! And he can't hear nothing. He's like deaf. I'm like, Dad, please, lights. He didn't hear me. But then I realized that I had a headlamp on already. So I just turned my headlamp on and kept going. Should I upload it? Or actually, it's already uploaded. Should I publicize it? I will. It was just funny because it was like, he does that quite often. Because he, like, where the light switch is, you can't see upstairs. You can't really tell if anyone's up there or not. So I do have a video on my channel of a tour of that shop a few months back. It's nicer now, I think. Okay, where was this video I was looking for? So in Revelation, there's a beast that comes up from the bottomless pit, right? It's scarlet colored and all this stuff. Who can make war with the beast? Who is able to make war with him? Earth can't be flat. We have a space station. You know the Xinguanging or whatever? I have no idea how to say it. The Chinese space station that they're just putting up now. You know what they named it? Palace in the Sky. They should meet Jesus. He's got one. He's got a palace in the sky. Yeah, I was gonna do this. Let's see here. Oh, I'm off screen again. Sorry, guys. Oh, the cigarettes. I gotta get rid of this cigarette. It's been a long time. How's that? Okay. Just for fun. Let's see. Earth spin. Yeah, by the way, Earth doesn't rotate. I don't know if you knew that. That's just an idea that someone had, and for some reason... Wait, what's this? Oh, there's a YouTube sign on my head. Okay. See, I have this thing that I can kind of... Well, I can do a lot with it. Let's see here. Let's see, how could I do that? I don't know if that would be... Let me just try something. I'm trying this. It might not work. Probably won't work. Oh, yeah, it didn't work. It's refraction. Does that work? Yeah, that doesn't work. What about this? There. I like that. Whew. It's like my head's like kind of like a top. If you spun it, it would mean. You know what? It's like an upside down horn. It's like a space capsule. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Starman and this car, they never made it to Mars, you know. I don't know what they're thinking. The Virtuous Woman's here. Welcome. And Veronica Tart, welcome. All right. Good to see you guys. My last name. Don Pettit is not with me. He did tell me that you can pee upside down, though. Don't ask if I tried it or not. Ah, us ape or US ape. This is great. This is great. Okay, I'm from right now. I'm not gonna ramble. I want you guys to ask me some questions. Make them tough questions. Hey, can you say hi to God while you're up there? Thomas Morgan says. Um. Well, y'all know I'm not up here. And here's what I think. I think that a human body. I think okay. This is my friend Awesome Austin has a channel called the Melodome. I think that's a channel called the Melodome. He has me thinking in a way that makes a lot of sense when it comes to. I just lost my train of thought. Say hi to God while you're up there. I have to run through this again in my head. What did Austin say? Oh, the human body. Like our brains, you know how they work and our hearts beat and all this stuff. That's like we all know when you go on a roller coaster, you do something with your body that it's not used to. We can handle it, but for periods of time, like these astronauts, they go up there for 6 months at a time. I think that the human doesn't exist outside of the Earth. That's what I think. I think outside of the Earth is another entirely different realm, whether they go there or not. What I'm saying is, I think only those spiritual entities that can appear as men, that's who goes to space. Do you get what I'm saying? That's who's floating. And it looks like a green screen. Doesn't it? Here. Let's see if I can get a little different look going on here. Actually, you know what? I think it's kind of fun when I... Here, let me get the screen up there. Okay. I think it's kind of fun when I make my head a little bigger. Maybe it's more classic. Is that better? Is that good? Whoops, I gotta actually... Where do I gotta move the camera? Oops, wrong way. Sorry. Oh, I gave away my secret. I could do the long neck thing. Maybe. See, the trick is that when I end up talking, I'm moving my head around and stuff, so it's hard to... You gotta kind of find a place and try to stay there. Did you bring Bobby up there with you, Joe? I did see that cat around here. That cat? Yep. I did see the cat. A couple times, actually. All right, let's see what we got here. What's that smoke coming from the corner? We're blowing smoke from up here. That's what... I don't know. Firmament. James Richard put firmament. Rakia 7549. Rakia. Look it up. Since nobody can agree on the English firmament definition, just go to its origins. That's a good way to do it. Let's see. I need some questions, you guys. Otherwise, this is not going to last long. We're coming up to the curvature. It's going to block our radar, our communications. And there'll be like an 11-second delay. Your questions will never get answered. Can you do a flip? Veronica. The one thing I can't do today because I have a herniated disc, I think, or a hamstring, something. I can't do a flip. I can't. Let's see here. Is the moon a solid place? Thank you, Tim Pack. Good question. Well, I'm going to give you two answers. I'm going to give you the astronaut Captain eftupworld answer, and then I'm going to give you the truth. The moon, since we've landed on it, and we know everything, is a rock in the sky that's held there by gravity, and we only see one side of it because that makes sense. Tidal locking. words like that. Gravity, tidal locking. You should already know all this. Okay. But the truth is that the moon's a light, and we just read about it in the Bible, and God made it, and it's to rule the night, and it's the lesser light. And if you read the book of Enoch, you can learn a lot about the moon, and it has like a 28-day cycle that's being circuited, or it's circuiting along with the sun. Like they dance a dance together in the sky. And it's part of this clock. And the moon is a light. Like, that's one thing about like these new Artemis missions. Have you guys looked at, I mean, it's pretty bad, the media that they put out about that, the photos and whatnot. Really awful. Like, they really killed it in 1969 compared to 2022. Really. And what I don't understand is when they're flying by the moon or whatever, or when they have the moon in their view in Artemis, that's not the moon. I mean, it might be the moon, but it's not the moon. Have you ever gone outside and looked how bright the moon is? And then look at that NASA footage? You have the side of the Orion capsule you can see with the NASA on the side. So bright. And then this gray, dark moon. And I'm like, that's not what the moon looks like. Not at all. If you've ever looked at it, it's really bright. So bright that if you look at it through your telescope, like with one eye, all of a sudden you're like blinded for 10 minutes if you're outside, because you like can't see out that eye because it's so bright. That's the moon. It's a light. So that's the truth. Thank you for the question. I like that. No, it's not a solid place that I can tell. I mean, I think there's a lot of solid, strong delusion happening if people are thinking it's a place they landed. Can you play your airplane video? Ooh, airplane video. Can you refresh my memory? Elaborate. Airplane video. Trying to think. Oh, like the speed of sound? That one? I could. We could actually watch some videos on this screen. We could do live commentary from the space station. Let's see here. What are the moon craters from? Good question. Probably God put them there. That's my guess. I tell people to look it up and they still can't see. Tell me about it. James Richard says, eftupworld, Captain eftupworld, that is. Have you told them about the pillars of fire and the 6 portals to the west and east and the sun and moon? Go into that. Enoch was shown. Yeah, Enoch was shown all that stuff. And that's the thing about the moon. It has 4 names. Enoch, I can't say them, but 4 names, and it's 1/7 the brightness of the sun. And it's very, like, I don't even understand like the way that the moon works as a calendar. I don't even understand that. But I think someday, like we can always understand more the next day, right? Who knows? We'll see. Let's see. The morphing double plane video. Oh, morphing double plane. Oh, you mean like during the eclipse? Let me see if I can find that. I think I got that. I think I do. Let's see here. I'm trying to remember where it would be. I think I know where it is. Yeah, I went to film the eclipse, a solar eclipse in 2017. And when I was there was this weird plane, like weird jet that flew over. It was like 2 jets. And either they were flying in formation so perfectly, they looked like one jet. It looked like one weird two-jet jet. I don't even know how to describe it. Now, I know I have one video here of the actual eclipse, but I don't know if I have. I don't think I do. Let me think where that would be. Well, I know it would be on my channel. Let's see, what would I have called it? Let's see. I wonder if should I try to search that? What can you tell me? I saw something in the comments somewhere about that video with the double plane. Jonathan, can you tell me, play it in slow-mo? Oh boy, now you got me thinking. Yeah, it was just flying over us, and I thought it was so weird. I'm like, that's got to be NASA. Let's see here. I wish I had that. Oh, wait. Let me look one other place. Might. Maybe not. Hey, have you guys ever seen like a high altitude balloon blow up? I was looking up at the sky one day with my P900, and here, let me make the screen a little bigger. Okay, watch this. This is what I caught. I was like, that's a balloon. And then all of a sudden it blew up. And then this thing started falling. So I was like trying to track it down as it was falling. It was way too far away. It was like miles away. It looked like a star or something during the day. It was weird. The wheel in the sky keeps on turning. Okay, let's see here. Oh, look at this. So that sound that I played earlier, that rocket sound, that is going to make the sky roll up like a scroll. People aren't ready for it. Check this out. Okay, so this is Gemini 4. I think maybe it just said, but this was the first spacewalk. And I want you to pay attention to something. Just pretend that that's the Earth, whether you think it's flat or a ball. But just look at the Earth. Now, this is sped up so that you can see kind of the whole motion. But this is going to play over and over again. Get the screen a little bigger even. Okay? Now watch the supposed Earth. So here's the beginning of it. Now, if you could imagine their spacecraft being on a trajectory, like an orbit or like a straight path or whatever. That's what an orbit is today. But back here, look at what they're doing. Look at the Earth. They're flying in a circle. It's a circle. Look at how they're flying. They're flying in a circle. Watch the Earth. I'm not making it up. They're flying in a circle, and supposedly they were orbiting the Earth. So there's that. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Oh, by the way, if you haven't heard, now you heard. I'm just being in a goofy mood here. Let's see. Oh, here's the eclipse shadow real time. So this is actually the video of the... I'll fast forward just to show you. So this shows us the 70-mile wide shadow that would be unexplainable in reality, because if the moon cast a shadow that's a 70-mile diameter circle, I'd have a hard time figuring out how the moon ain't 70 miles in diameter. And I'm not saying that I even think it is. I'm just saying that something that's 2,160 miles or whatever in diameter doesn't cast a shadow that small. And I know the whole umbra and penumbra thing. There's no penumbra. Let me show you. So you can kind of see how it's dark on the right side of the screen. That's the shadow of the eclipse. So watch this. Whoops, it's being kind of skippy. Yeah, sorry. It's gonna all of a sudden just be eclipsed. Okay, that's my video player's not working very good. Okay, I'm gonna try to get it where... Okay, do you see that distinct line? You can actually... This is real time. You can see it going over. See how it's covering? Now watch, you can see when it eclipses. Just GoPro footage. That's real time though. So then 2.5 minutes, it was like this, and it was like it was dark out. But 2.5 minutes, and then I'm going to fast forward to the end, and watch how sharp the edges of this shadow are. A 70-mile wide shadow with sharp edges. It's working on it. Let's see here. Should be a little bit further forward. You see that? How distinct those edges are? It's not like it fading in and fading out like a penumbra. There wasn't one. So, and I actually have on my channel, I actually have a sped up version, 11-second version of it. But yeah, there's things like that to me that just says, well, we don't understand what the moon is. Let's see here. Whoops. Okay, let's make that a little smaller. I'm still here on the space station, so sort of. How long have I been streaming? Over an hour. 27 likes. Nice. Let's see. Yes, Awakening Soldier says, one Enoch describes how the sun energizes the moon month by month. Not sure which chapter. Yeah, that's my understanding too. The moon gets is given its light. And it fills up. And then we have full moon, and then it empties out, and then it's back at new moon. It's like a cycle, and you can see it happening in the sky. Like, it's not a solar system. It's just not. Let's see here. Oh, we got images. I don't know if I can open that, James. I'm going to have a hard time opening that. But I could try. Yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to. Let me think here. If I can't use... If I had one more monitor, I could do it. But I'd have a hard time doing it right now. Because I wanted to go to Google and... Like with the Bible or with Genesis and stuff. But I wouldn't be able to right now. I'm in space, you know? I mean, whew. Okay, let's see here. We've got... the Earth quality looks a lot better in the 80s than today's CGI Earth. Probably. Awakening Soldier says, what's the first rule of Flat Earth Club? Tell everybody. I like that. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yeah, the sun and moon, they like work together, you know? Oh, yeah, Milky Way images. Definitely. That's where you think that the flood came in. And that's another thing, too. People, you know, the deep is in the sky. That's darkness. That's what it is. It's the deep. It's an abyss. Yeah, it's above us. It's probably beneath us. It's probably anywhere that's dark. Show us the kingdom of heaven. Center, north? That there is a question, Tony. Tony's Coffee House says, show us the kingdom of heaven, center north. Let's do that. Well, what I think, when I look up at the sky, I think I see the kingdom of heaven. So let me show you. Or actually, I can do it a different way, I think. Let's go here. Let's find it. Okay. Good idea, Tony. I think it's this one. I'm looking at the screen to see if it's playing. Or wait. No, oh yeah, that is it. So let me get this. I'm doing this all weird, but I'm doing what I'm doing here. I'm screen within a screen within a screen. This I filmed out in my backyard. See that? Now that took 150 minutes to make that. And there's stars. There's one in the center though. Let's zoom in on it. Or I guess I can't. That's the North Star in the center. And I believe there's a lot of scripture that shows us that that's where God's throne is. Let's grab a video and I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll show you a video of the North Star that I took through my telescope. How's that? Let's see, where is that? Should be here somewhere. Oh. No items match your search. I hit the wrong button. Wrong button, sir! Okay, so I have to get rid of this, I guess? Okay, sorry guys. I don't know what's happening. Okay. Let me get this a little smaller. Till I find it. Okay. Device. I love being an astronaut. Yeah, that's what Awesome Austin from the Melodome, that's what he was saying. He's like, think about how our bodies work and how the earth is like where we live. Conditions have to be just right or we're freezing or we're sweating. Like, we have like many conditions surrounding us that I think, more I think about it, are required to be surrounding us for us to be alive, for us to be people. I don't think God breathes life out there. I think we have to be very skeptic of these astronauts. I think that I get that idea from the book of Revelation, chapter 16. These unclean spirits, like frogs, come out of the mouth of the dragon. I think that they were just describing people coming out of the dragon capsule. Astronauts. But I don't think that they're people. They just look like people and act like people. Take the form of people. They appear as people. But I don't think anything makes it 17,000 miles an hour. That's human. That's a person. I don't think it happens. They're selected very carefully, you know. The astronauts, I mean, they're selected very carefully. Let's see here. How did I end up here? I'm so bad. Hey, Chiron, good to see you, Chiron. Let's see here. Where were we? Tony, you're on strike, would you say? Talking about clones and they gave you a strike? Weird. Oh yeah, that's what we were doing. I'm sorry. I lost my train of thought. I was going to show you why I think that there's a throne of God is right up in the sky. You can see it with your eyes. And that's what the Bible says. In Psalms somewhere it says, lift up your eyes on high, like look up, and behold, that means like to look upon or to see. Behold who hath created all these things. Think about it. What if when we look up and we see the stars, we see that clock and we see all that, what if that's just God and his kingdom? Because that's what I believe now. Where is this? Oh, I don't have it in here. Sorry. We're working on it, Tony. It's a really good idea. Because there's something going on up there. Enoch chapter 71 also. Uh-oh. YouTube's giving me the yellow bar. Let's see here. And I'm losing my voice a little bit. Oh, I don't even know where to look. Let's see. Well, if I just start looking, I'll find something good. Oh, I know where to look now. Bible. Nope. Oh, no. Yeah. Okay, Chiron, I see what you're saying. Aurora Borealis close to the throne of Yah. Something to that, I think. Just because of the colors and, let's see here. My computer kind of just my program kind of went kaput. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm not able to even open a video. I'm going to keep trying, though. Okay, let's look at Earth stuff. Oh, come on. No items. I did clean up my computer, and I deleted, like, I don't know, a few hundred gigabytes of videos. Sometimes you just gotta do that, I guess. Yeah, I really did delete a lot of videos. Like, a lot. But I kept a lot of good ones. Let's see here. It's gotta be here somewhere. Yeah, in the book of Revelation, John describes a door opening in heaven. And here we are. No, that's not the one. You notice how I'm like keep my head in the right spot and I do pretty good for the first few minutes and then I kind of like, I just let go. Who cares? Here it is. I found it. Yes. Will it play? That's the question. Okay, enjoy this. Whoops. Don't worry, I'm going to start it over. Okay, here we go. I think I have too much going on my computer right now. Let me do something. Okay, let me pause this. I have my computer's like falling behind. Let me change something. Okay, we're gonna delete this. We're changing the whole thing, guys. Remove. Okay. Now, this is where I say goodbye. And this is the other dude. I just borrowed his meat suit for a minute. His fake fallen angel meat suit, probably. Okay. Because what I have to do is I have to play it on here. We'll try this. Here we go.
And behold, a door was opened in heaven. And the first voice which I heard was, as it were, of a trumpet talking with me, which said,
Come up hither, and I will show thee things which must be hereafter.
And immediately I was in the Spirit, and behold, a throne was set in heaven, and one sat on the throne. And he that sat was to look upon like a jasper and a sardine stone. And there was a rainbow round about the throne, in sight like unto an emerald, like a jasper and a sardine stone. And there was a rainbow round about the throne, in sight like unto an emerald, like a jasper and a sardine stone. And there was a rainbow round about the throne, in sight like unto an emerald.
So, like, I asked myself, did John have a telescope like before Galileo and them dudes? I don't think so. But he knew the color of that star, I guess. Let me zoom in on it. Look at the colors of it. It's like emerald on the outside. And it's the same color as that jasper and sardine stone on the inside, kind of. And it's white. I think... Now this is Polaris, that's what that star is. Okay. So there's that. Now, I want to show you another video that I should have tried to grab while we were watching that one, but I didn't have time. So, this is a testimony that Enoch gives that's just awesome. And when I read this and understood it, like, I'm sure I read it many times before I understood it. But when it clicked, there's 3 words that when I heard those 3 words, I understood something. Or I believed something that I didn't ever consider before. So the 3 words were, and they're in this chapter, it's called, the 3 words are encircling that house. Okay? So there's a house in this story. So what it is, Enoch gets taken up. You're not blocked, Jonathan Smith. I see your comment. You're not blocked. Enoch gets taken up into heaven by an angel, or his spirit did anyway. And he describes what he saw. And when you hear those words encircling that house, it could mean something different than you've ever thought about. So let me play this video. This one is, the music is by White Bat Audio on YouTube here. And so that's a YouTube channel. And they have free music as long as you leave a link. And I think I didn't leave a link in the description, so I'll probably put one in the comment or something. But I think it's Casey, what is his name? Anyway, pretty good music. But, check this out. And it came to pass after this that my spirit was translated, and it ascended into the heavens. And I saw the holy sons of God. They were stepping on flames of fire. Their garments were white, and their raiment and their faces shone like snow. And I saw 2 streams of fire, and the light of that fire shone like hyacinth. And I fell on my face before the Lord of spirits. And the angel Michael, one of the archangels, seized me by my right hand, and lifted me up, and led me forth into all the secrets. And he showed me all the secrets of righteousness. And he showed me all the secrets of the ends of the heaven, and all the chambers of all the stars, and all the luminaries, whence they proceed before the face of the holy ones. And he translated my spirit into the heaven of heavens. And I saw there, as it were, a structure built of crystals, and between those crystals tongues of living fire. And my spirit saw the girdle which girt that house of fire, and on its 4 sides were streams full of living fire, and they girt that house. And round about were seraphim, cherubim, and Ophanim. And these are they who sleep not, and guard the throne of his glory. And I saw angels who could not be counted, 1,000 thousands, and 10,000 times 10,000, encircling that house. And Michael, and Raphael, and Gabriel, and Phanuel, and the holy angels who are above the heavens go in and out of that house. And they came forth from that house, and Michael, and Gabriel, and Raphael, and Phanuel, and many holy angels without number. And with them the head of days, his head white and pure as wool, and his raiment indescribable. And I fell on my face, and my whole body became relaxed, and my spirit was transfigured. And I cried with a loud voice, with the spirit of power, and blessed, and glorified, and extolled. Lift up your eyes on high, and behold who hath created these things, that bringeth out their host by number. He calleth them all by names, by the greatness of his might. For that he is strong in power, not one faileth. Okay, so I'm going to let it play in the background here a little bit more. We just saw this North Star footage, but we were talking about the sun and the moon and how they kind of do a dance circuit in the sky together. They do I don't know how to describe it. But I just wanted to play this video for you about the sun and moon. This, I believe this is also from the Book of Enoch.
And I saw the chambers of the sun and moon, whence they proceed and whither they come again, and their glorious return, and how one is superior to the other, and their stately orbit, and how they do not leave their orbit, and they add nothing to their orbit, and they take nothing from it, and they keep faith with each other, in accordance with the oath by which they are bound together. And first the sun goes forth and traverses his path according to the commandment of the Lord of spirits, and mighty is his name forever and ever. And after that I saw the hidden and the visible path of the moon, and she accomplishes the course of her path in that place by day and by night, the one holding a position opposite to the other before the Lord of spirits.
Mighty is his name forever. So this one, next one here, this one's going out for Tony. Tony's Coffee House.
Oh, it's because I'm distanced from you. You'd probably have a hard time hearing from me right now. Should I have a mask on and that be muffled?
Mr. President,
You're going to have to take that off, please. You're very muffled, so if you would take it off, it would be a lot easier.
Okay.
I can't hear you!
Hello, there it is.
Yes.
I can't hear you. I said I can't hear you.
I can't hear you.
I can hear you!
I can't hear you.
You're very muffled.
I can't hear you.
I can't hear you! I can't hear you! I can't hear you!
That was obviously made back when, you know. We don't need to talk about it here. So that sound that I was talking about, loud sound from like a rocket, pretty much the loudest sound that men can make, right? It is. And that's why people are miles away at a rocket launch and it still shakes the whole sky. There's a reason why that's significant to me, and it all gets explained in this video that I named So Hot Right Now. The firmament. So hot right now. So the question I ask is, can men get through the firmament of heaven? Can men break out of this world into the heavenly realm? What does it sound like when something breaks through the firmament? Anything that's ever broken through the firmament is going real fast. So fast that it happens and we can see a meteor or whatever come in with our eyes, and it's like a light streak. And then it takes some time for the sound of it to get down to the ground, because sound only travels so fast. Hast thou with him spread out the sky, which is strong and as a molten looking glass? Since December of 2015, there's been a machine that men have built that appears to do the same thing as a meteor does. The sound comes after, like this.
Yeah, there they are. Coming in like meteors, real fast. They're going to do a final burn here in just a moment. There's final burn 1 and 2. 2 candles coming down. There they are. Double sonic booms. Down, beautiful landing. And I see 2 standing. Perfect. Double sonic booms.
There are the twin sonic booms. Landing like that deployed. legs out deployed.
What? That's so cool.
One touchdown confirmed. Landing operators moving to left touchdown.
That's ridiculous.
Second Baruch, chapters 36 through 40. And when I had seen these things, I fell asleep there. And I saw a vision in the night, and lo, a forest of trees planted on the plain, and lofty and rugged rocky mountains surrounded it. And that forest occupied much space. And lo, over against it arose a vine, and from under it there went forth a fountain peacefully. Now that fountain came to the forest, and was stirred into great waves. And those waves submerged that forest. And suddenly they rooted out the greater part of that forest, and overthrew all the mountains which were round about it. And the height of the forest began to be made low, and the top of the mountains was made low, and the fountain prevailed greatly, so that it left nothing of that great forest save one cedar only. Also, when it had cast it down, and had destroyed and rooted out the greater part of that forest, so that nothing was left of it, nor could its place be recognized, then that vine began to come with the fountain in peace and great tranquility. And it came to a place which was not far from that cedar, and they brought the cedar which had been cast down to it. And I beheld, and lo, that vine opened its mouth, and spoke, and said to that cedar, Art you not that cedar which was left of the forest of wickedness, and by whose means wickedness persisted, and was wrought all those years, and goodness never? And you kept conquering that which was not yours, and to that which was your you did never show compassion. And you did keep extending your power over those who were far from you, and those who drew near you. You did hold fast in the toils of your wickedness, and you did uplift thyself always as one that could not be rooted out. But now your time has sped, and your hour is come. Do you also therefore depart, O cedar, after the forest which departed before you, and become dust with it, and let your ashes be mingled together, and now recline in anguish, and rest in torment till your last time come, in which you will come again, and be tormented still more. And after these things I saw that cedar burning, and the vine growing itself, and all around the plain full of unfading flowers. And I indeed awoke and arose. And I prayed and said, O Lord, my Lord, do you always enlighten those who are led by understanding? Your law is life, and your wisdom is right guidance. Make known to me, therefore, the interpretation of this vision. For you know that my soul hath always walked in your law, and from my earliest days I departed not from your wisdom. And he answered and said unto me, Baruch, this is the interpretation of the vision which you have seen. As you have seen the great forest which lofty and rugged mountains surrounded, this is the word. Behold, the days come, and this kingdom will be destroyed which once destroyed Zion, and it will be subjected to that which comes after it. Moreover, that also again after a time will be destroyed, and a third will arise, and that will also will have dominion for its time, and will be destroyed. And after these things a fourth kingdom will arise, whose power will be harsh and evil, far beyond those which were before it. And it will rule many times as the forests on the plain, and it will hold fast for times, and will exalt itself more than the cedars of Lebanon. And by it the truth will be hidden, and all those who are polluted with iniquity will flee to it, as evil beasts flee and creep into the forest. And it will come to pass when the time of its consummation that it should fall has approached. Then the principate of my Messiah will be revealed, which is like the fountain and the vine. And when it is revealed, it will root out the multitude of its host. And as touching that which you have seen, the lofty cedar which was left of that forest, and the fact that the vine spoke those words with it which you did hear, this is the word. The last leader of that time will be left alive, when the multitude of his hosts will be put to the sword, and he will be bound, and they will take him up to Mount Zion, and my Messiah will convict him of all his impieties, and will gather and set before him all the works of his hosts. And afterwards he will put him to death, and protect the rest of my people, which shall be found in the place which I have chosen. And his principate will stand forever, until the world of corruption is at an end, and until the times aforesaid are fulfilled. This is your vision, and this is its interpretation. And in those days the angels shall return, and hurl themselves to the east upon the Parthians and Medes. They shall stir up the kings, so that a spirit of unrest shall come upon them, and they shall rouse them from their thrones, that they may break forth as lions from their lairs, and as hungry wolves among their flocks. And they shall go up and tread under foot the land of his elect ones. And it came to pass after this, that I saw another host of wagons, and men riding thereon, and coming on the winds from the east, and from the west to the south. And the noise of their wagons was heard. And when this turmoil took place, the holy ones from heaven remarked it, and the pillars of the earth were moved from their place.
That's ridiculous.
And the sound thereof was heard from one end of heaven to the other in one day.
Double sonic booms.
I saw the treasuries of all the winds. I saw how he had furnished with them the whole creation, and the firm foundations of the earth. And I saw the cornerstone of the earth. I saw the four winds which bear the earth and the firmament of the heaven. And I saw how the winds stretch out the vaults of heaven, and have their station between heaven and earth. These are the pillars of the heaven. And I saw the winds of heaven which turn and bring the circumference of the sun and all the stars to their setting. I saw the winds on the earth carrying the clouds. I saw the path of the angels. I saw at the end of the earth the firmament of the heaven above. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Oh, the end is near, guys. Gotta, find a way to laugh at that. Not really, not laugh at it, but to accept it. Depends on what you believe, I guess. So I'm going to show you one other cool thing. Long story short, the Apostle Paul buried a book under his house for us. That's the story. The Apostle Paul. You know, chosen vessel of Jesus Christ. Yeah, there's another book that it's called The Vision of St. Paul. Do you remember when Paul talked about knowing a man 14 years earlier or something that went up to the third heaven? Well, that happens to be Paul, and he wrote a book about his trip, or his journey to the third heaven, and that he learned secret things up there that could not be spoken by him on the ground, on the earth. It was illegal. It was unlawful. Words that could not be uttered here on the earth. And I think that he wrote them and then put them in a lead box and buried it under his house. And when that was published later on, after he was dead, there's some interesting information in there. I think there's been a secret kept since the foundation of the world, since the beginning. And I think we're learning what that secret is. Or we're learning the truth about a deception that's been happening. But this is from the Vision of St. Paul. You might not like it, you might, but it's quite interesting. And he actually also talks about seeing evil in the firmament of heaven, evil spirits. And he describes them and everything. So here we go. And the angel answered and said unto me, Follow me, and I will show you the place of the just, where they are led when they are deceased. And after these things, taking thee into the abyss, I will show thee the souls of sinners, and what sort of place they are led into when they have deceased. And I proceeded back after the angel, and he led me into heaven. And I looked back upon the firmament, and I saw in the same place power, and there was their oblivion, which deceives, and draws down to itself the hearts of men, and the spirit of detraction, and the spirit of fornication, and the spirit of madness, and the spirit of insolence. And there were there the princes of vices. These I saw under the firmament of heaven. And again I looked back, and I saw angels without mercy, having no pity, whose countenance was full of madness, and their teeth sticking out beyond the mouth. Their eyes shone like the morning star of the east, and from the hairs of their heads sparks of fire went out, or from their mouth. And I asked the angel, saying, Sir, who are those? And the angel answered and said unto me, These are those who are destined to the souls of the impious in the hour of need, who did not believe that they had the Lord for their helper, nor hoped in him. And he took me down from the third heaven, and led me into the second heaven. And again he led me on to the firmament, and from the firmament he led me over the doors of heaven. The beginning of its foundation was on a river which waters all the earth. And I asked the angel and said, Lord, what is this river of water? And he said to me, This is Oceanus. And suddenly I went out of heaven, and I understood that it is the light of heaven which lightens all the earth. For the land there is 7 times brighter than silver. And I said, Lord, what is this place? And he said to me, This is the land of promise. Hast thou never heard what is written? Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth. The souls, therefore, of the just, when they have gone out of the body, are meanwhile dismissed to this place. And I said to the angel, Then this land will be manifested before the time? And the angel answered and said to me, When Christ, whom thou preachest, shall come to reign, then, by the sentence of God, the first earth will be dissolved, and this land of promise will then be revealed. and it will be like dew or cloud. And then the Lord Jesus Christ, the King eternal, will be manifested and will come with all his saints to dwell in it. And he will reign over them 1,000 years, and they will eat of the good things which I shall now show unto thee. In case you don't know, what's on your screen right now is actually NASA footage from 1996 from a shuttle mission. They took this footage of this tether that broke off. That's that straight line on the screen. That tether broke off of the shuttle, and it's like 9 or 12 miles long. And so it's like 90 miles away from them, but it and them are in orbit going 17,000 miles an hour, yet all those things are swimming around. Quite strange to me. Almost seems as if there's an evil spirit prison there. So I got another one for you, and I'm not sure about this one, but I had something in the back of my mind that said to play it, so I'm just gonna play it. I don't even really remember what's on it, so I got my fingers crossed.
Because that when they knew God, they glorified.
We lost sound there. Sorry, guys. I don't know why. Try that one more time. Oh, maybe not. Maybe the stream's almost over. Well, let's try something else. Let's see. Let's try this. Nope, it's not working. Okay. We got issues. So, that's going to end the stream. I do like that it ended with the LOL globe. That's a good one. Ho, 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 ho. Thank you guys for hanging out. Rosie and Julio says, beautiful flat earth. Yes, flat earth. Not a globe. Not a globe. Actually, let me play. I just uploaded this video to my... Let me just play just a little bit of audio here.
The place you live is not a globe. It is a flat plane.
Globe closed ahead.
Globe closed ahead. I showed that to my dad today. I was like, hey, Dad, look. The place you live is not a globe. Awakening Soldier says, Ball Earth is beautiful too, but fake as F. That's a good one. Danks here. What's up? Thank you. Thanks for hanging out. Homestead, Wyoming. Good to see you. Good to see all you guys. So, it looks like it's trying to play it now. Should I try it? I doubt it's going to work. But, I think it's trying right now. We could resume the dream of Apollo. That was how he started SpaceX. It's not... sorry, guys. I can't even pause it or play it. So... what we're going to do is end the stream. Thank you very much for hanging out with Captain eftupworld, and hope it was fun. We'll see you next time.